Make sure you've got your belt handy because we are going to stretch out the spine, shoulders, and hips and find our way into dancer pose. So if you'd like to come down onto the floor, get comfortable, take a nice sigh, exhale, letting it all go, letting go of your day and anything that's on your mind and heart. Just taking this time out for yourself. Allowing your legs and hips to be heavy. Soften into your belly. Soften into your chest, shoulders, and arms. And on your next inhale, gently lift into your spine, lifting into the crown of your head. And continue to breathe as you hold this nice upright position with relaxed, soft limbs. And if you feel like it, you can close your eyes or having them half closed, gently gazing at the tip of your nose. Becoming aware of your breath. And starting to gradually deepen your breath. Gently drawing the inhalation all the way down to the lower lobes of your lungs. And as you exhale, feeling your breath exit your lungs completely, gently contracting through the belly to help release any last bits of air. Taking one more breath in this way. And coming into Nadi Shodhan, bringing your ring finger and your thumb to your nostrils. And we'll just alternate from side to side, closing the right nostril as we inhale through the left, and then close the left nostril, opening through the right, and sending the exhalation out the right nostril. And then just continuing to go back and forth from right to left, using your finger and thumb to open and close your nasal passages. So whenever you're ready, either sinking in with me or going at your own pace, closing off the right nostril as you inhale through the left. Close the left, exhale through the right. Inhale through the right. Close the right, exhale through the left. Inhale through the left. Close the left, exhale through the right. Now just continuing on in your own time. One more round. Releasing your hand, placing one hand on your belly, one hand over your heart center. Coming back to regular full deep breathing. And we'll go into 5 rounds of Garanga breathing. Let's exhale completely. Take a breath in. Goranga. Inhale. Goranga. Inhale. Goranga. Inhale. Goranga. One last time. Goranga. Settling back into your regular breathing pattern, allowing the mantra to resonate through your mind and heart. And bringing your hands together in prayer position, taking a moment of gratitude for someone or something in your life. And beginning to open your eyes, releasing your hands back to your lap, going into just a simple spinal warm up. So, rotating around to the right hand to the right knee, turning to look over your right shoulder, coming back to center and over to the other side. And then starting to move with your breath. Inhaling and exhale, rotate around. Inhale back to center, exhale over to the other side. And come back to center, going from side to side. Because we're going into dancer pose, which is a little bit of a back arch. Just want to make sure that we are hydrating and mobilizing through the spine. Good. Come back to center. And from here, taking your feet out in front, as wide as your mat, hands resting on the floor behind you, propping you up as you take your knees from side to side, warming up through the hips. And taking your time to build up into knees all the way over to one side. And up and over, all the way over to the other side as far as is comfortable. Let's do one more time each way. And come back to center. Being mindful that this is early in our practice, being gentle with your hips. If it feels too strong, just ease out of it or take it easy. But we're going to bring our left leg out to the side with your foot alongside your hip, knee bent, coming into a half hero position, and bringing your right foot to the floor, nice and close to your hip, pressing that left knee down to the floor and lifting tall through your spine. Taking a couple of breaths here. And if you feel like you can straighten the right leg out, take a gentle stretch, and then release and change sides. Bringing the right foot to the outer hip, knee drops down into an internal rotation through the hip. And bringing the left foot in, pressing the sole of the foot down into the floor. Right knee presses down into the floor, feeling that stretch through the hip and the front of the thigh, the outer thigh. And further still, taking that leg out. Good. And coming back. If you feel open to it, going into full hero. So I find an easy way is to come into standing on your knees with your knees stacked under your hips, taking your feet out just a little wider than your hips so that you can sit your hips down in between your feet, dropping down into hero. Being mindful of your knees, allowing your hips to be heavy, turning your palms up, lifting through the crown of your head, shoulders down away from your ears. Good. One more breath here. You might like to take a little back arch here. Exhale. Hands come forward as you lift through the hips, crossing the ankles to come back and sit. And we'll go into a half lotus, potentially going into full lotus. Raising the right foot up, tucking your knee back in toward your armpit, and then bringing that foot across. So we're just really opening up through the hip joints to start with. Sitting nice and tall for a couple of breaths. If you're familiar with lotus and you already feel ready to go into full lotus, please go ahead and do so. Just taking your time, staying with your breath, moving slowly with awareness. Taking your time with a couple of breaths, holding this position, and then we'll fold the legs the other way. One more breath here. Taking your time to release. Now taking the other foot on top. So I'm going to go left foot on top of the right thigh. And then taking the right foot over. Nice and tall through your spine. Find your breath. Gently close your eyes and taking your time with each inhalation and exhalation. Slowly unravel. Take your legs out in front again. This time, feet are hip distance apart and rocking your knees from side to side. Crossing your ankles and walking out into downward dog. Just doing a little bit of a warm up downward dog before we go into our sun salutes. Paddling the heels, lifting and lowering them, and feeling into your hands and wrists. Maybe doing a bit of an exaggerated stretch through your chest. And then beginning to walk your feet forward to meet your hands. Slowly roll up. Finding yourself at the top of your mat in mountain pose. And inhaling, raising your arms up, looking to your thumbs. Exhale, folding forward, bending your knees if needed. Inhale, flat back, offering your heart forward. Exhale, jump or step back, lower down. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, lift back into downward dog. Fingers and thumbs are spread nice and wide. Shoulders are set down your back. Lift into your hips and scoop your belly. Lengthening down into your heels. We'll stay here for 3 breaths. 1, 2, 3. Jump or step forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, hands by your sides. One more round. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold, jump or step back. Lower down. Inhaling up. Exhale, downward dog. 3 breaths. 1, 2, 3. Jump or step. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale all the way up. Exhale. Hands by your sides. Okay, inhale, coming through chair. Holding here for a few breaths. Drawing in through your belly as you sit down into your hips. Reaching into your fingertips, setting your shoulders down your back. And inhale, pressing up to stand. And taking hold of your right ankle, drawing your heel into your hip, balancing on one leg. Pressing that right hip forward, stretching out through the front of your thigh. Grounding down through your standing foot and lifting into the crown of your head. Take a break in between transitions if you need to, but keeping your knee bent, we're going to bring the knee up to the chest, interlocking your hands in front of your knee and drawing your knee in toward your chest. Whoop. Gently engaging through your hips, your glutes, creating that stability for yourself. And remember, you can pause between transitions. We're going to go from here into Warrior 3. So then sweeping that leg back as you reach your arms forward, flexing your foot back, strong energy through that heel, and then simultaneously reaching out in the opposite direction with your fingertips. Navel drawing in, squeeze through your hips. And slowly return back to mountain pose. Take a breath. Come back through chair. Grounding down through your feet. Sitting into your hips, scooping through your belly. Find your breath. Pressing up to standing. Coming into the thigh stretch, holding onto your left foot. Heel comes nice and close, nice and snug into your hip as you press that left hip forward. And begin to release your hand, taking your knee forward. Interlock your hands in front of your knee, drawing it in toward your chest. And really finding Pada Bandha on that standing foot, base of the big toe, base of the little toe, into the heel as well, grounding down as you send that leg back and reach your arms forward. Keeping the left hip rolling down, strong through your legs, strong through the arms. And whoop, when you're ready, carefully releasing back to mountain. Take a breath. Nice. All right, inhale, reaching up. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Jump or step back. Lower down. Inhaling up. Exhaling back through downward dog. And walking your hands back to meet your feet, coming into nice relaxed standing forward fold. Cradling your elbows in your arms. And letting your spine feel nice and long. letting go into your breath. Soft bend through your knees, hands to the floor, walking your hands forward. Coming into plank position, lower down. Inhaling up. Exhale. Coming back through downward dog just to step the right foot forward. Drop your back knee to the floor and flatten your back foot. Finding your lunge position first and then bringing your arms and lower back into it. So we're going to take an interlocked hand position behind our back as you squeeze your shoulders together and raise your arms up, sinking down into your hips and lifting through the chest. Feeling a little bit of a back bend here. Starting to emulate the dancer pose positioning. Release. Hands to the floor, step straight back into downward dog. Stepping the left foot forward. Taking your time to come into lunge pose first, setting your hips. And start to raise your arms back, catch your fingers, interlocking them, squeeze the shoulder blades together, sinking down into your hips as you raise your heart up, lifting your arms. Keep gently drawing the hips down toward the floor. And release. Step back into downward dog for a breath. Bring your knees to the floor, big toes together and knees out wide. Starting with your hands out in front, nice big reach. And then walk your hands over to the left, reaching out into your right fingertips, stretching out into that right shoulder. Dropping your heart center toward the floor. Come back to center and over to the other side. This time reaching into the left fingertips and angling the left shoulder down toward the floor. And slowly return to center. Stack your hands on top of one another in fists and take just a couple of breaths here. Trying to press down into your hips and lengthen gently through your spine, creating some softness through your hips, through your lower back. Maybe soften into the eyes. One more breath here. And then slowly making your way up. Take your hands forward. Come back through downward dog. Take a breath. Jump or step your feet forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, hands down through your heart center, swinging one leg back. Taking your legs wide apart. And we'll go through a triangle series. So arms out at shoulder height, turning the right toes out and left toes in, sliding the hips to the left as you lower the right hand down, hand on your ankle or to the floor or to a block. Feeling your legs working as you reach up into those top fingertips and pressing down into that lower hand to help you open up through your upper body. Inhale, press down through the feet, lifting up, bracing through your core. Turning the right foot in, left toes out to point. Slide the hips over to the right as you lower your hand down to the left. Turning to look just up to your right fingertips. Inhale, come all the way up. Turning both feet to point to the right, starting with your hands on your hips. At any time it feels too strong, you might need to just take that back foot in slightly. So inhale, lift and lengthen, hinging from the hips, pressing down into your feet. Legs are switched on, thighs are firm as you fold forward. Maybe hands reach to the floor or keeping your hands holding to your hips. And you may get to a point where you're able to soften forward. Supporting yourself however is needed. So maybe blocks under the hands or pressing down into your fingertips. Or maybe you're able to really just soften into your palms and let go forward over your leg. One more breath here. Now inhale, press down into your feet, switch on through your core, come all the way up. Swivel your feet around to the left side now. So hips are facing forward, lift and lengthen, hinging forward at the hips, taking your time, slowly easing into the pose. Hands to blocks or to the floor, and folding forward. Coming up out of the pose, press down into the feet, lift up. Swivel all the way around to the front of your mat. Stepping your foot forward, coming to mountain at the top of your mat. Inhale, reaching up. And exhale, releasing forward, flowing down to the floor. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold, jump or step back. Lower down. Inhaling up. Exhale, downward dog. And jumping your feet through, coming to a seated position. Starting in staff position with your hands either side of your hips, pressing down, tall through the spine, and then walking your hands forward, catching hold of your legs, your feet, your big toes. Just spending a few breaths here in a nice relaxed forward fold. So you can soften here. We're going to go back up into dancer pose soon. So this is a little break in between. So taking this time to just relax, breathe. Maybe visualizing your breath flowing up and down the back of your body. One more breath here. And slowly come up. Bring both feet to the floor, and we'll take the right ankle to the top of the left thigh and start to walk your hip in close to your lower foot, and then your ankle comes in nice and close towards your upper body. And the more you lift through your spine and lift your chest toward your leg, the more you'll feel that pigeon-like stretch through the outer hip. Okay, and if you feel open to it, carefully lower that foot, staying in the legs in the same position here, and dropping the legs down to the side, coming into a seated spinal twist. Slowly release. Lifting your legs back to center, release your foot. Change sides, bringing the left ankle on top of the right thigh. And then start to position your foot nice and close to your hip, your shin and your ankle close to your chest. Then lift and lengthen through your spine, lifting your heart center forward. And carefully lower your legs down to the side. Elbow to the outside of the knee, turning to look over your shoulder. Spinal twist. Release. Bring your legs back to center, both feet to the floor. Give yourself a little hug. Okay. Grabbing your belts and coming up to stand on your mat. So we'll go into dancer pose now. We'll build our way up into it and feel free to use the prop or to ditch the prop if you feel you don't need it. We're going to make a loop at the end of our belt. So you just thread the end of your belt through. So you've got a bit of a lasso. And how we're going to be using the belt is to hook the belt around your foot so that you have this support of your hand or both hands being able to help lift and support your foot. Because full dancer pose, Lord of the Dancer pose, is to hold the foot with both hands. So there's a nice back arch and openness through the hip and two hands holding. And this is a really great way to build up into that. So we're going to start nice and grounded on our feet. Take the belt underneath your right foot, finding your Tadasana feet, setting yourself up in mountain pose, getting nice and grounded, gazing at a point in front of you. I always like to take a bit of time to visualize my body going into the pose first so that it's already seated in your mind, and then your body is allowed to just follow that lead. So taking a bit of time to visually set things up in your mind's eye. And then to use the belt, just take the belt over your shoulder, like you might hold a bag over your shoulder. And then make sure that your foot is flipped over so the sole of the foot is up toward the sky. And then start to think about the rest of your body. So you're grounding down through that supporting foot, but switching on through the core, squeezing through the hips, gazing at a point in front of you. And then slowly, slowly, taking two hands to the belt, start to lift your back leg up. And just playing with what feels good for you, balancing. And also, sometimes it can be good to fall out of the pose and realize that, hey, it's no big deal if I try to go a little deeper and I have a little fall, but it's okay. Just try again. Get over that fear. So, lifting, lifting. And play also with, once you've got a feel for using the belt around your foot, also play with that balance of tipping your chest forward as you raise your leg up. And slowly release. Whenever you're ready, going over to the other side. Personally, I definitely have a steady side. So that was my steady side. My right hip as a supporting leg is not as steady usually. So I'm going to take my time on this side and really work on my balance. So setting yourself up again, grounding down through your supporting legs, set up that foundation, engaging and creating stability through your pelvis, through your core. And a soft bend in that standing leg can also make the pose a little bit more accessible. Trying to keep your breath flowing and softness in your face. And feeling that beautiful lengthening and arc from the back of your leg through your spine to the crown of your head. Releasing when you're ready. Feel free to go a little bit longer if you like. And when you come out of the pose as a counter pose for your spine, softly bending over your knees, softly bending over your knees, softly bending through your knees and folding forward over your thighs. And feeling that curve through your spine in the opposite direction to the posture we were just practicing. Taking hold of your hands behind your legs and letting your shoulders completely relax and curl forward. And then releasing your hands, dropping your hips down into a relaxed squat. So not a full garland pose, just rocking a little from side to side, feeling into your feet and your ankles, also feeling into your hips and groins. And then dropping the hips to the floor. Come down onto your back, taking some nice relaxed hip circles, holding the front of your knees and guiding your knees around, bringing your awareness to that beautiful massage through the sacrum and lower back area. And change sides. Come back to center. Take hold of the soles of your feet. And open your feet out wide, knees sliding down alongside your ribs, coming into happy baby. Relax your shoulders and lengthen down, tailbone toward the floor. Soften to your face, and softening into your chest and your hips. And begin to release soles of your feet together. And lower your feet to the floor. Stretching out into Shavasana. Just take a couple of breaths here as a rest, the end of strong sequence with standing postures and dancer pose. So not quite going into full yoga nidra, dropping in yet. Just taking a few breaths here. Noticing how your mind and body feel. Then coming back to that place of gratitude from the beginning of our practice. Maybe it was just a feeling of gratitude, or maybe you were able to identify something or someone you were grateful for. Just coming back to that beautiful, warm feeling of gratitude, feeling it in your heart center. And now beginning to drop into your body, relaxing into your body, relaxing your breath. Really starting to relax your focus, allowing your mind to be soft and relaxed. And just continuing to lay here, just pausing for a moment before we go through a guided relaxation. Now beginning to follow my cues through a progressive relaxation. Anytime your mind wanders, just bringing it back to your breath back to the sound of my voice, back to your body. And starting by relaxing your feet from your big toes to your little toes. Relax the soles of your feet and feel your heels to be heavy. Relax your lower leg, your knees, and the upper portion of your leg to your thighs. Relax your left hip and your right hip. Feeling both of your legs to be heavy and relaxed. Soften into your belly. Soften into your chest. Feeling your heart center to be soft and light. Letting go of any tension in this area of your heart chakra. Relax your shoulders, your upper arms, your elbows, and your forearms. Relax your wrists and hands, feeling both of your arms to be heavy and relaxed. Moving your awareness to your lower back. Relax your sacrum, your lower back, your middle back, your upper back, and your neck. Feeling all the muscles either side of your spine softening and releasing. Your head is heavy. Your face is soft. Relax into your jaw. Relax your mouth. Your entire body is heavy and relaxed. You feel safe and warm. Coming back into gentle awareness of your breath. the rise and fall of your chest. Start to wiggle your fingers and toes, waking up your body just enough to come into awareness for 10 quiet rounds of Guranga breathing. Going in your own time, it doesn't have to be a deep breath or a billowing loud Guranga. Just keeping it nice and gentle and soft in your own time. Just beginning whenever you're ready. Guranga, 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 Guranga. Last time. Goranga. Starting to deepen your breath, stretching out into your limbs, rolling over onto your side, and finding your way up to a seated position. We'll bring our hands together in prayer position, bowing our heads to offer our respects to each other. Bowing our heads once more to offer our respects to the Supreme Soul. Namaste.